look nice. I'm happy you don't have on a pastel suit. Yeah. Dan, is it an overreaction to have Daniels in the MVP conversation?
Absolutely. It's ridiculous. We're a month into the season. He's been amazing. He hasn't been as good as Geno Smith. He hasn't been as good as Brock Purdy. He hasn't been as good as Josh Allen. He hasn't been as good as Sam Darnold. He hasn't been as good as Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's the MVP of the NFL right now. To say that in a month of the season when, let's keep it real, Cincinnati's defense, bad. Arizona's defense, not good. The young man's been sensational. But putting him into the MVP conversation is way too early and ridiculous. He's not been as good as Baker Mayfield. So what are we talking about? Fifth or sixth best at best within the conference. It's too early.
Dan, we joke around, we go at each other, but you know I love you, bro. Please, 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 Dan Orlovsky, listen to me when I tell you this. If you listen to nothing else that I tell you, Dan, please watch soap operas. Please. You'll get it. You just don't get it right now. Let me explain.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Listen to me. You're talking about the first 4 weeks. Do we think that Jayden Daniels is going to win MVP? No. But when you consider the fact that Washington, they scored on 20 of their last 22 possessions, excluding downs, when you consider him completing 80% of his pass, when you how the turnaround has taken place because of how he's gelled with Kingsbury, and Dan, what an exceptional job he's doing is coaching this team, and you literally look at his level of efficiency, you can't ignore it. Is he above those names that you mentioned? Probably not, but in the conversation, worth the consideration based purely off the first 4 games of the regular season, sure. And this is why I brought up soap operas, just to be clear. Because we talk about soap operas. You talk about the first 4 weeks. It's just the first 4 weeks of the season. Guess what, Dan? I got news for you. If you watch General Hospital, you know Sonny Corinthos, it don't matter. You can shoot him, you can stab him, you can push him down the stairs, you can hit him over the head with a hammer. He's gonna live. The same thing with Victor Newman on Young and the Restless. He's gonna live. But what it doesn't stop you from doing, Dan, is telling the story while the story is going on. It's the first 4 weeks.
Go ahead.
He's not, because Dan's not a reporter. He doesn't understand storytelling. Listen, again, the question is in the conversation. It's not, is he the leading candidate, right? And if you and I are going to admit right now that Washington's the best team in the NFC East, why are they the best team in the NFC East? Because of the play of the quarterback. You can't look at his numbers compared to other quarterbacks and not be impressed by that and say the reason for this turnaround is the fact that they have a rookie who's poised under pressure, who throws touchdowns, who literally has transformed that franchise. In the conversation is completely valid.
No, it's not. No, it's not. One, I was the person last year who midway through the season said C.J. Stroud should be in the MVP conversation. So I get it. But that was conviction. Are we putting Geno Smith in the MVP conversation?
Not after the way I saw him look the other night, maybe. I mean, he's there. He's there.
He threw for 500 yards the other night, Steve.
He's trying to rally you up.
Are you putting Baker Mayfield in there?
I'll just mess with you. Yes.
Brock Purdy?
Yes.
Jared Goff?
Okay.
C.J. Stroud?
Gosh, how many people are in this conversation?
These are the quarterbacks that, as great as Jayden is playing, are playing better than Joe Burrow. So listen, he's been fantastic. Joe Burrow's last two weeks have been remarkable.
The last 2 weeks, right? But we're talking about 4 games, right?
Yes.
Again, but this is part of
what you need to narrow your list.
No.
Josh Allen was right there before last week with Baltimore.
Hold on.
There can't be 7. Then give me like the top 3.
No, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying last week was a bad week.
I know you love your quarterback.
The top 3 would be, I would say, Justin Jefferson 1, Sam Darnold 2, and probably Josh Allen 3.
Yes. The question is Jayden Daniels top 3, right? It's in the conversation.
I just rattled off like 8 or 9.
Is it an overreaction? The question was, is it an overreaction to have Daniels in the MVP conversation? It's not an overreaction. It's not an overreaction. He's in the conversation.
Yes, it is. Until they go and beat a really good team. And he plays that way against a really good defense.
You're not consistent.
You're
not consistent.
Okay,
this is somebody else. You want 82.1% completion percentage. That's what you would do. And you say a rookie doing that.
Commercial break.
That's a good team with a good defense, and then he's going to get in that conversation just like Stroud did last year.
A lot of hand movements.